Speaking of saying anything, good old Eric Bischoff is back. Oh my God, dude. I hope he's getting paid for this. There's so many people in the podcast world that will say absolutely anything.
I don't think he's getting paid for it. I think there's a ton of people who will listen to Eric Bischoff just because he's Eric Bischoff.
That is true, but here's
Eric
the
Bischoff was in WCW. He was great. Well, Bischoff, we got no NW or WCW. He's one of the greatest guys ever in the history of wrestling. I don't know much of the history behind it in reality, but I love Eric Bischoff.
Well, the best part is, Dana White. There's something called propaganda. Go watch your news station if you don't know what it is. But propaganda works. Dana White is awesome at propaganda.
Oh yeah, look at how many people like Paul Heyman.
UFC,
he's morally
loves
bankrupt.
Propaganda. Yeah, so the propaganda works.
John Jones, look. People like him, and he is a huge scumbag. Dude ran from an accident he caused, then ran back to get his drugs, and then ran away again. I mean, come on.
I mean, but I think it's okay because the victim was a pregnant woman.
The ridiculousness of the whole story, I'll never get over it. It's like it's the type of shit you think is an Onion article or a cartoon or something. No, that's John Jones.
Oh man, we need big numbers so we can get away with hit and runs, or we need to be better at propaganda. Eric Bischoff literally said that AEW is becoming TNA because they're signing too many WWE guys. Now,
I don't think that's why they're becoming like TNA, but it doesn't help.
Here's the thing: when TNA was at its worst and it fell apart and fans started, Bischoff was in charge. Does he forget that? Like with him and Hogan and bringing people in? And now my thing is, does he have Alzheimer's? Maybe concussions? Maybe that?
Real quick though, I want to point out there's a major flaw with his argument. And at that point, TNA was using mostly the WWE wrestlers for their stories. Whereas if you actually look at what AEW is doing, are there WWE former wrestlers there? Yeah. But most of them that I would say they're using actively are actually former ROH stars too. And I think that's more the reason why they're being used, not because they're former WWE. And if you take into account former ROH stars, it's a lot less WWE people than it seems.
And here's the thing. If I was going to pull a Twitch, if I was going to pull we got to cut everyone, the WWE stars are the first ones to go. Hardys, see you later. Jim Ross, good night. Taz, all right, see ya. Like, Mark Henry would stay, though. Don't you dare take away my Mark
commentary.
Henry. What's that?
I like Taz on commentary.
He's a lot better. When he first started, and I'm reenacting
here. Yeah, but he's getting better.
He is getting better. He's like Jay White. He's like Jake Lee. He's improving. But when it was him and JR, it was the worst. It was absolutely drizzle.
He's improving now. He works great as a third man.
And not only that, but I always like to see the proudness in his voice when his son comes to the ring.
Yeah, and he makes the hook matches extra good.
Yeah.
And honestly, he sells a lot of the wrestlers up.
Taz, you could stay. Taz, I
Taz
apologize.
is one of the better commentators in AEW about actually making the wrestlers sound threatening and believable.
Okay, Taz.
Like he'll see a move and he'll be like, "I've taken that move. That is no joke," and stuff like that. Like, he's fun.
All right, you know what? The raccoon saved your life. Okay, he's gonna blame you. He's like, "I got a job because of wrestling fans."
Yeah, because of raccoons. You're welcome.
All right. But here's my thing. It's either Eric Bischoff, he's old, senile, concussed. He's doing propaganda hoping that no one realizes he's the man that helped ruin TNA.
Yeah, I forgot you said that the dates were that way.
What's that?
Where you had mentioned to me before that the dates that Bischoff was referencing for TNA,
he was in charge.
Actually, when he was in charge.
Yeah,
that's hilarious, dude.
I don't know. It would be like getting dating advice. I don't know. It's just weird. And then Eric Bischoff, you know, because he's all in on the WWE product, and there's nothing wrong with that if you're honest, but your voice means nothing.
No, I think he's desperately just trying to make money from somebody who wants to get hired.
Yeah. So here comes Eric Bischoff, you know, and he's like, it's just like TNA, but you were in charge of TNA. And then he's like, I can't believe Tony Khan did this. You challenged Vince McMahon to a fight on live television. What is wrong with you? When did you become so weak and old? Here's the thing. Come to Japan. I feel like those TikTok videos. Come to Japan.
Come to Japan.
Steal your best storylines that you were in the building and said never happened.
Steal the best storyline.
And I would love to fight you. I just love it. Think about it. You challenged a man to a fight, and Tony Khan's like, yeah, dude, I don't really like this wrestler. And then I would be awesome. I don't care. I'd let it happen. Same thing. Bischoff used to be a man. Look at him now. Look at him now.
Bischoff's beating up old veterans.
Hell yeah. Just bring it on. Come to Japan. Yokohama. Here's the thing. This statement is ridiculous. But that used to be you. You used to be strong. And now you just fucking... Like, I can't believe that you used TNA as an example because you were in charge, you know? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. It is like being a big brother, crashing your car on a test drive, and then going to little brother and be like, don't be an idiot. And I believe you're just like that jerk that crashed his car on a test drive. And the little brother's like, but that was you. Listen, if Tony Khan was a memester, obviously he does not look like he knows what a meme is. I would literally put Tony Khan's face on the kid. But I learned it from you, Dad. That it's just Eric Bischoff. I just can't believe how short-term memory is. And the thing is, people are like, yeah, he is starting to be like TNA. And you think Bischoff's like, got him. He's like, yeah, that company was the Drizzling Poos. Who was in charge of it? Oh, well, yeah, we can look over that. We can look over that. We don't have to look into it. So,
which one of them is it that's obsessed with on a pole? No, that's Russo.
That's Russo. Yeah.
They're both idiots.
Yeah.
Honestly, they should do a podcast together.
Oh, it would be great. It would be great. And it would be absolutely
just scream
fantastic.
at each other the whole time. The 3 episodes at last would be gold, though.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, like, what he's making fun of Tony Khan for, he did. And then he's like, well, I thought that... Yeah, like, yeah, but you couldn't have done anything without Daddy Big Bucks out of Atlanta. I know this is going to sound bad. Who's the Donald Trump of Atlanta?
Donald Trump?
Yeah, it's TBS. Turner, that's it. I don't know. I don't mean to mention Donald Trump. I know I offended 20 people. Like, But he basically owns Atlanta. Good old Teddy Turner. Good old Teddy Turner. I don't know. It just shocked me. And I guess because, like, people are so tribalistic, it's easy to do. You're like, yeah, this idiot, just like TNA. It would be like a former president of the United States moving to a different country and being like, yeah, dude, you don't want to be like America. Did he used to run that place? Well, it wasn't me, it was. And here's the thing. Weren't you the one that said you needed more WWE stars? Dixie's like, I think we have too many stars. And Bischoff's like, not enough, boys. Bring them all in. That's what I did. And here's the thing. Would you have had success without Ted Turner's money and bringing in WWE guys? Now, granted, that leads up to a counterpoint. You know, if WWE goes by and sweeps up everyone and cuts them, are they really former WWE guys? But it's a good question. I don't know. I just found it insane that no one called him out on it. I just found it insane.
I will stand hard on the fact that I'm by no means a hardcore AEW defender, but I will say
there's mistakes.
I definitely think you can't include guys like Samoa Joe or Adam Cole as former WWE guys, because I guarantee you in Tony Khan's eyes, they're not former WWE guys. They're ROH guys.
Yeah,
I guarantee you, everyone who has worked for ROH for any period, in his eyes, is always a former ROH guy over a former WWE guy.
Yeah, yeah. And it is crazy.
Which is fair. He has ROH. Like, it's fair to treat it that way. They're coming home. It would be the same as, like, if AJ Styles went back to TNA now, would people be knocking them saying, oh, you put a WWE guy at the top? Because it'd be ludicrous, because he's not a WWE guy. He's a TNA guy. Like, I joke and I say he's a Japan guy, but we all know AJ Styles at his heart is he's TNA.
Oh,
that's where he started.
NWA Wild Side, huh? You're going to
fair.
disrespect the NWA Wild Side?
Are
the
we really
IPW Hardcore?
No, are we really going to go back to every place he's ever wrestled? Come on, TNA is where he really got
that's where he got on the map.
Exploded.
But here's the thing.
New Japan just catapulted him into super.
And AJ Styles is a perfect example. Is like, so many people on Twitch come into chat and be like, oh, WWE fans always loved AJ Styles. And then, like, people that watch TNA just giggle. Because that wasn't the truth. Like, it isn't the truth.
If Shinsuke went back to New Japan, would they say, and was actually trying and was up there, would they be like, oh, they're putting a WWE guy up? No. They'd be like, oh, Shinsuke's back in New Japan.
No, they would just say he's washed like Edge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't be accusing guys going back to a place they were from as being back there, but they're acting like they are now. Whereas AEW ROH is basically one.
Dude, do you think NWA Wildside's still in business? I doubt it, because the promoter became an agent.
Well,
dude, AJ Styles going back to NWA Wildside? Hell yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
I don't like to talk about the Billy Corgan Wildside.
I haven't watched NWA in a couple seasons. You think they've improved?
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I enjoyed the first couple seasons.
Yeah, well,
I never got to see the dinosaur,
champion, and that's where they lost the right to have any viewers.
They're like, no views for you. You've messed up, former WWE guy. Come on.
What's next? Eric Bischoff to them?
Give him time. Give him time. Bischoff and just people in general. It feels weird that you're accusing people of stuff that you did. It just feels weird. Just get clips of Eric Bischoff, Vince McMahon, and Paul Heyman, and see what they said before this. Like, here's the thing. Tony Khan's message on Monday Night Raw about Jinder. How much does that get any airtime during the Attitude Era? They would just throw that segment away. Like, oh, that segment's stupid. Didn't work. So, Bischoff, I'll accept your karate dojo challenge. Come to Yokohama, where you steal all your good ideas. Then if you're like, you're threatening me, I'm saying, no, I'm just doing what you did, Dad. I'm just doing what you did, Dad. That's it. That's all. Problem solved. Here's my thing. Last take on this. You're gonna be the judge. Yeah, you need a little judge hammer, okay? SidsLight, you're the judge. Do you think Eric Bischoff is like so pro WWE that he's insulted himself? Do you think he's so old he forgot? Or do you think if he insults TNA, they'll forget he's part of it? When he went off on saying, you know, it's starting to become like TNA, what aspect do you think it was in his brain? Oh,
I do not think. Yeah, that's right. I do, bitch. Dude, yeah, you didn't think I had a hammer.
I did not. I did not. Now I respect you. You are a judge. I got a hammer.
Yeah.
All right, Eric Bischoff.
I think Eric Bischoff, nobody gives a shit about him.
And he'll say anything?
He's desperately clinging to the last vestiges of fame that he has.
Got it.
That's how I feel.
All right, final.
That's my judgment.
Final judgment. There you go. All right, put your hammer away. We got next segment.
Yeah, putting the hammer away.